In less than 10 minutes, I'm going to explain to you why Credit Karma is not showing you what you actually need as far as your accurate credit scores. And I'm going to actually show you proof as well. It took me years of banging my head and actually learning this the hard way as far as Credit Karma and your accurate credit scores. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to condense everything that I've learned in less than 10 minutes so you don't have to go through any of the hardship that I had to go through when learning about my credit scores, all right? So go ahead. Go get your pen and paper. I promise y'all, wait right here and make sure you stay to the end so you don't miss any information, all right? And without further ado, let's dive in. And before we get started, ladies and gents, I just want to ask if you don't mind hitting that like button for me, as it helps my channel out a ton. I truly appreciate all your support. I'm trying to help everybody I can stop using Credit Karma moving forward, all right? But enough of me rambling. Let me actually go ahead and show you how Credit Karma is actually scamming you. So a little while ago, I actually was on the internet and I saw an article speaking about Credit Karma and how Twitter was in an uproar due to them finding out that they are not your actual super accurate credit scores, all right? They're not as good as what they actually display. Now, I wouldn't say that they're not legit, but they're not just actually legit to you and your credit goals. Let me explain. Now, if you're looking for the scores that no lender, no bank, no credit union, nobody's actually using, and you're looking for the scores that are possibly inflated, that's probably just gonna make your ego feel better, then Credit Karma is the exact place for you. Keep using it, please, I promise you. But if you're tired of being bamboozled, scammed, and you want your accurate credit scores, then you're gonna have to switch places as far as your credit scores, all right? And your actual monitoring systems. ASAP. Now, I'm not blaming you. I promise you I'm not. It took me years again to learn this, but again, the app is literally free. So I don't blame you for thinking that these are your accurate credit scores. You might as well, go here. Nobody else told us anything else. But just because something is free doesn't mean that it's right. You get what I'm saying? Credit Karma only gives you your Vantage 3.0 scores and not your FICO scores. And what you actually need are your FICO scores. And again, I'm going to keep saying it throughout this whole video. I'm not bashing you. I don't blame you for thinking that these are your accurate credit scores. I mean, hey, even when I Google Vantage scores, they do a really good job masking it to make it feel like that this is actually what you need right here. And I already know there's gonna be some people in my comments saying, no, that's not right, etc., etc. This is what I want you to do right now for all the people that think I'm lying. What I want you to do is I want you to look at your Credit Karma with your subprime credit, and I want you to go apply for something. Go apply for any type of credit product that requires a high 700 or anything like that. And then when you get denied, I want you to come back here and let me know that you got denied. And then what I want you to do is take the information from this video and please go switch your scoring modules, all right? Please. But again, I can also say there are some pros when it comes to Credit Karma as well. They do actually show you most of the time what is actually negatively affecting your credit. And sometimes they're the first ones that will notify you if you have the app. So if you have negative, they will most definitely show you what is going on. Oh, they'll actually show you your credit usage as well. They're very accurate on that as well. So there are a little bit of pros to when it comes to Credit Karma, but I never said nothing about the credit scores. I mean, but other than that, Credit Karma is just a credit card recommendation app. That's all it's really good for. They get paid to actually give you ads and to see if you will actually apply through the app. They get an actual percentage when you do things like that. Again, credit card recommendation app. And if you think I'm lying, have you ever noticed that when you go into the app, they always show you, oh, you can get lower car insurance if you do this, or hey, you're pre-approved for this card, you're pre-approved for this Capital One, this Amex, yada 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 yada, all this type of things. You ever notice that? And also, please, again, side note, please stay away from all of those cards if you have subprime credit, because at the end of the day, Credit Karma is still going to make their money off of you still applying through them. But whether you get approved or denied, that's solely on you. They're still going to get paid regardless. So please understand, do not apply for Amex, Capital Ones, anything like that if you have low to subprime credit. Please understand this. And I already know what you're thinking. Well, you're telling me not to actually use Credit Karma, so what do you actually want me to use, man? So again, what I'm telling you is you need to utilize and access your FICO scores. This is what lenders are going to look at. So even when it comes to your FICO scores, there's more than one scoring model, okay? You have FICO 2, FICO 4, FICO 5, 8, at 10, and I think 10T is still stating that they've been on this way for like a few years or something like that. So you have more than just one credit module. So with all that being said, if you have all of these scoring modules, what makes you think that that one little Vantage score that you see on Credit Karma is enough? Exactly, it's not. So where I want you to access these scores is, of course, MyFICO. MyFICO has an app and it has an actual website, okay? They do give you all of the scoring models I spoke about earlier. And if you ever looked at my past videos, I always try to show you screenshots from MyFICO where it looks like it's different colors and things of that nature. Those are the ones that show me literally everything. Now, disclaimer, I know I have to say it. MyFICO is not free, people. Please, it's $39.99 a month. But again, please don't freak out over the payment. I'm telling you, don't think about it as an payment. Think about it as an investment, something that you need so you can understand what's really going on up under the hood when it comes to your score and what's going on your credit profile. Does that make sense? And let's just say for the people in the back, like, hey, I can't afford that right now, or I can't do that, or anything of that nature. Even if you can't pay for it each and every month, what I want you to do is at least pay for it every other month, or try to pay for it 2 or 3 months down the line, or anything of that nature. You don't have to pay for it consistently every month if you cannot, okay? I just want you to continuously actually check it just to make sure that you are on the right track, okay? So when it comes to that time when you want to go buy a home, a car, or you're trying to access higher limit credit cards or everything of that nature, you want to make sure that you're actually prepared and you actually see what the banks see. You don't want to be looking this way and the banks are looking that way. Look that way. So to simply actually do a strategy, if I have to make an example for it, let's say that you buy your MyFICO report right now, right? And you analyze it, right? So now you stick it on your wall. I don't care where you put it. Just make sure that you're analyzing, or you're like, okay, this is where I'm at. This is where I need to get to. Okay, so now this is your placeholder. Next, what I want you to do, if you had to use Credit Karma, use Credit Karma day after day, week after week, month after month, and just actually track your negatives, okay? That's what I want you to do. You can track your negatives on there if you can do it. If the only thing that you can do is access free information. And next, once you start actually utilizing dispute methods and things of that nature, you start seeing those negatives come off, whether it's a month, few months down the line, then go buy another MyFICO report, okay? And after that, use that as your next placeholder and just keep rinse and repeating this actual process for the next 2-3 months, a year, or anything like that, and you will start seeing everything fall into place. Does that make sense? And also, even if you can't do that as far as Credit Karma, you need something more tangible, you can still click the link in my bio and you can still access the My Free Score Now report, or you can get the Identity IQ report as well. So they are good placeholders. So it's up to you. If I was you, I would use all three. If you can't, again, access MyFICO each and every month. Just continuously have a placeholder and make sure that you're tracking your negatives, okay? And for my people in the back that really don't know the dispute process, you've tried things haven't worked, things have worked, you keep getting it's verified tactics and things of that nature, but you really want to get things off, what you can do is you can actually focus on the placeholder, which is your actual scores, and you can utilize my program, which is the How to Credit Restoration program, where I will get rid of all of those negatives for you without lifting a finger, okay? So if you have any late payments, charge-offs, collections, bankruptcies, it doesn't matter. The list goes on. I will make sure that I can remove those for you, and you can, again, just pay attention to the placeholder and watch those negatives slowly fall off. So you might as well get started with a free 15-minute consultation. The link is in my bio below, so go ahead and get started. So with all the information with MyFICO and Credit Karma, there is one more thing that I actually want to give you as far as a side note. You have to also be careful with the bank scores that the banks give you as well. Those are the ones where you get from like Capital One, Navy Federal, Discover, all the banks. All the banks sometimes every month give you like an accurate, up-to-date credit report and things of that nature. Sometimes those aren't all the way super accurate as well. Because I actually Googled some of the information right here. Capital One actually provides you with, yet again, your Vantage scores. And then also I found out that Navy Federal does the same exact thing, because I always get every month an updated credit report, and it's like one, and I'm like, and I look at that, and then I look at MyFICO or My Free Score Now, it's like, that's not the same thing that I see what is going on. But I have heard that they are changing their scoring modules to the FICO 8, so you have to fact check me on that. But even if it is FICO 8, that's still just one scoring module. You want to see everything, because what if when you go apply for whoever you're going to apply for, they don't pull from FICO 8? On FICO 8, you got a 710, but on FICO 5, you got a 690. Come Come on now. Because the reason why I'm really bringing that up is because when I get on these consultation calls, a lot of people, I always ask them, hey, did you pull your credit report? What do you see? And I always get, for example, oh, well, you know, my Wells Fargo, you know, monitors told me I have a 750. But when I take a really deep dive into their credit report and I actually get it pulled, they actually have a 590 or 600. And there's nothing wrong with that, but it's like, please get your accurate information before you start getting confident thinking that you have something and you really don't. And just to let you know, for everything that I just said as far as those examples, those used to be me. I was actually making fun of myself. I was the one that was going from Wells Fargo thinking I had a 750 because they gave me that actual FICO or Vantage score, whatever it had, and I had a 590. That was the most embarrassing thing when I'm trying to apply for things and I can't get approved for anything, okay? So overall, with all that being said of me making fun of myself, please take these years of being hard-headed and not understanding and not wanting to change. Please learn this and understand and learn from my mistakes, okay? Please utilize your FICO scores. Don't utilize your Vantage scores. So now you can go see what lenders see. Because I promise you, it's not that hard. Nobody's trying to keep anything from you, all right? But I'm curious to know what you guys think. Do you guys still think Credit Karma is the bee's knees, or you think it's the best place to ever go? You think I'm lying? Let me know in the comment section, and let me know if you ever get denied for anything because you continuously use Credit Karma, all right? I want to thank you guys for stopping by. Now go get my FICO or go get my free score now, anything of that nature, so you can look at what the banks look at, all right? And until next time, ladies and gents.